Okay, well, let's start now. For this guy, we're going to build two shapes. So, like I said, we're building a snowman. So from the center of your paper, you want to go up just a little ways, and we're going to sketch a small circle and a bigger circle. So, I'll start off with that smaller one at the closer to the top portion of my page. This is going to be the size, maybe a ping pong ball. If your circle's looking a little lopsided or a little funky, that's okay. This guy is not supposed to be perfectly symmetrical. And then right underneath our small circle, we're going to draw a larger one. So we're literally building a snowman. This drawing is also brought to you by the number 8. Now inside the bottom circle, we want to go ahead and add another circle. So towards the top portion, we're going to go ahead and add this circle. And you're wondering, well, Thomas, why are we doing this? Well, we need to have a great big roar for this guy. It's going to be the circle right there. Did I confuse any of you? Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll just stick to the assigned curriculum here, our drawing. Now, once we've got our circles in place, we want to go ahead and cut this in half. No scissors. I mean, just bring the line straight up and down here to divide it. Then we'll also go ahead and across, up in our little ping pong ball, we'll bring towards the bottom portion of the circle, we'll bring a line across the way. This drawing is also brought to you by the letter T, as you can see. Okay, well, with all this in place, folks, we're ready to go ahead and start drawing some details for this guy. Now, I'm super excited because typically at Animation Academy, all our characters are super happy. Now, this guy is a little grumpy, so we're going to draw some angry eyes, yeah? Yeah! Yeah! Okay, so on either side, on this eye line here, we're going to sketch in some circles. And these need to be super light. How light do they need to be?
Super light.
Super light. Okay, so very carefully, or, very, whatever. Don't be super careful. You want to sketch in some very light circles. Now, we're going to draw these eyebrows right on top of these circles. And the further down you draw these, the more angry he's going to look. If you don't want him to look so angry, you can just go right across the top portion of your circle. But the more you cut off, the more angry he's going to look. I'm going to kind of bring it down to this corner so he's pretty mad, pretty grumpy. This is how he feels, when there are people trespassing. He has about 2 lines here in this movie. I think one of them is, "Get out!" Am I right? Am I wrong or am I right? No? We're all just really focused right now. It's okay. It's one of those multitasking things. You're asking too much of me, Thomas. Okay. Well, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Pull that line right back on down. These kind of look like check marks. If you're kind of wondering, well, how is he making that swooping line? Like, what the heck? All it really is just a little simple check mark. And then I'll go ahead and you're keeping, as you can see, I'm keeping the rest of the circle, or kind of like half of the circle. But you really want these to stand out, so shade these in, okay? So just go ahead and just take your pencil here and shade that in so you get a nice tone. When this guy gets really mad, his eyes glow blue. These are kind of more like eye sockets. Right. Okay, now if these eyebrows weren't intense enough, we're going to give them some eyebrow ridges. They're going to go right on top. And these are pretty much candy canes. So all I got to do is just bring this line, go right on top over, and snap it right onto the side of the circle. Candy cane, boom. Same thing on this side. Candy cane, boom. So yeah, you can add your own sound effects as you're drawing. Now we can see the top of his head. You guys see the top of his head? Yeah, it's just basically that curve of the circle. But we like to add a lot of angles for this guy. For a lot of villains and scary characters, you can see a lot of angles because it gives you a little more tense feeling. Like Mickey Mouse, he's not a villain. Everybody loves him because he has appeal. He has a lot of curves and circles about him. So he's easier to like. But looking at someone that has a little more angles and a little more tense looking, it's going to be more scary. So I like to go ahead and just shave off a top portion of his circle here, give him a little haircut, and then I'll go ahead and follow the curve of my circle here. So he kind of has that flat top head here, but he has that nice little angle here. Now, speaking of angles, the next thing that we're going to draw are his cheekbones, okay? So pretty much we're going to make an angry ghost, because we'll pull some lines right off of our eyebrow ridges here, swoop them out, angry ghost. These kind of look like slides. And then, of course, the slide needs a little to be grounded, so go ahead and pull these lines down to that square. Square? There are no squares! Oh, are you paying attention? You guys are going, yes, attach it to the square. Follow along. It's a trick question. No, I flipped over my words, you guys know. Okay, well with this in place, now we can go ahead and round out or close off the rest of this guy's face. But like I said, with those angles, we want to kind of make him look a little more, scary by adding those lines here. And what I'm going to do is I'm kind of staying in my circle, but I'm adding flat lines. Kind of like a diamond shape here. I'll go ahead and pull this line out here as well. And cut this right on back too. Speaking of diamonds, do you guys know what's coming up this year? It's kind of important to Disneyland.
Birthday anniversary.
That's right. It's a huge diamond celebration. How old is Disneyland going to be? 60. That's old. Now, we're going to go ahead and round out the bottom portion here. Go ahead and connect the lines. And boom, we've got Angry Snowman. But he's looking a little blank. We really want to kind of bring this guy to life and give him his teeth. Now, who likes candy corn? Yes, I love candy corn. Some of you guys, it just tastes like wax. Like, what are we eating here? Okay, well, he has like candy corn teeth here. And they sit in between these cheekbones. So, for his snow teeth, we're going to sketch in one little candy corn, but it's only a little part of one. Kind of looks like he's a little mischievous snowman with a little happy face. Then we'll go ahead and just add another one on this side, and another one on this side. He's got 3 up here. And we can also see the little corners of his mouth, so you can actually pull this down just a little bit on either side. So you got a nice little wonky line, see, like whoop, whoop, whoop. Sound effects not included in your sketch. Okay. Now, for the bottom portion of his teeth, these are a lot more jagged and a little more large. Now, Olaf is a little more funny because he's got this overbite, he's got this silly buck tooth, but this guy's got a serious jaw, and he's got these serious teeth underneath here that are totally creepy. In fact, when he gets angry, icicles grow out of the snow teeth. So scary. But we're going to go ahead and add these here, and these are a lot more jagged. They don't look like candy corn quite so much, but these are super random. You can totally add these any which way that you want, or you can follow along with me. This kind of looks like a little banana here. Then I'll add another one and a smaller one. This kind of swoops back around. Really, you can add just a whole bunch of jagged lines for this guy. You can't go wrong. But make sure that you go back through and darken in these lines here, because this is something that we want to come forward in our drawing. Now, if you want to make him super angry, you can totally add those icicles in his smile here, or if he's not quite having a smile, he looks pretty upset. But we want to go ahead and give him that roar. And see these curves on our circle? The next thing we need to do is just connect the top teeth to the bottom teeth. So all we got to do, swoop around. Swoop. It's a cool word. You can say it out loud. Swoop. Swoop. There you go. But it kind of looks like he just ate a basketball or he ate the moon or something. It's like, what are you doing? He totally could. If he couldn't, he could. He could. He can do whatever he wants. But we want to go ahead and shade this in. So I say just take the side of your pencil here and fill in all the available space, folks. Please fill in all the available space. Fill in all the available I'm just kidding. I'm pretending like you guys are waiting in line and then someone tells you to fill all. Like, what available space? I don't want to be right behind that person. Awkward. Okay. But you want to make sure that you fill all this available space because it will make your drawing look super scary and super cool. Okay. Now, with that in place, he's pretty much done. But if you want to add some details, details make this guy look a little more scary. In between his top front teeth and his eyes, we add a whole bunch of lines here to make him look a little more ugly. More lines tend to make a character look more scary too. So I'll start off by just adding a curved line, kind of like a little noodle right there, or a little worm from the corner of his eye over to the outer of his tooth. And you can add some bags under his eyes too. Let's just swoop right off. I like that word, swoop. I've been using it a lot. And there's another swoop of a line. Swoop there. And like how we did here when we shaded this in nicely with the side of our pencil, if you want to add a little more dimension to your drawing, you can just add a nice little swoop to the bottom portion of his jaw here. Maybe swoop over here to the corners of his mouth, just get a little shading underneath his eyes. But pretty much that's it that you need for your very own portrait of this guy. If you want to, how many have seen this Frozen before? Raise your hand. Of course, right? Now, who's seen the movie Past the Credits? Watched all the way through. Okay, well, something very special happens. I won't say. If you haven't seen the movie Past the Credits, go home and watch it. But if you want to, you can dress this guy up with anything on top of his head. If you want to draw like a tiara or a crown on top of his head, you totally can do that. I like to draw Mickey Mouse ears. That's a lot of fun. This is optional. You don't have to draw this. But all we're drawing is just a little curve and, some circles. Like he's having a great time at Disneyland. It looks more like, he needs a churro, though. He needs some sugar because he looks really upset. Or maybe he needs some Starbucks, which we have here. They're everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, super crazy. Okay, well, when you've got that in place, you have everything you need for your very own marshmallow. You can go ahead and add graham crackers and chocolate sold separately. Okay, how did we do? Terrible. Well, did you have fun?
Yeah.
I hope you guys did. I tried my best to entertain. Well, this is my favorite part. I get to take a look around and see how you did. That looks great. She's got the right idea. So, folks, turn your boards around. I know you're doing last-minute touches, but let's see how these all turned out. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Great job, buddy. That's looking a lot of fun. Very clean work over here. Bam! That's what it's all about. These all look kind of like a pumpkin patch here. I've got a whole bunch of jack-o'-lanterns. These are looking awesome. Over there, of course, Elsa knows how to do this. Duh, she created the guy. These are looking wonderful. I love these. Michael, what do you think?
Better than mine.
Oh, look, he drew one too! Oh my gosh, you all deserve a round of applause. So go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause. You graduate from Animation Academy. Oh, missed you guys already. Well, folks, those drawings are totally yours to keep. I'll give mine to the artist over here in the front row. Buddy.